Hello everybody and welcome. Today is Saturday, the 16th of September. The time is, I would say around 10 a.m.-ish, 10:15 perhaps. I have traveled a little bit outside of Copenhagen today to a quaint, beautiful little fishing village that's very old actually. It's gotten bigger obviously during the years, but I'm thinking today we'll take a little walk through the old part of town. I'm not exactly sure how old the buildings are that are standing still. Maybe we can see some plaques or signs or something as we take our walk that'll teach us something about the age. We'll find out on the way. What I do know, however, is that the town, maybe I should tell you guys what the town is called. The Danish way to pronounce it is Dragør. I have no clue how to pronounce that in English, but the museum is right over here, so you can see the way that it's spelled if you're interested in that. But what I was saying was, there it is. What I was saying was that the town originated in the 1300s actually. As far as I can remember, I'm not very good at remembering exact years, but if I remember correctly, it was in the 1360s or 70s or something. So I would say it's an old town. Obviously, the buildings that we would consider old now, that we're going to see in a little while, are not that old. But yeah, like I said earlier, we might get a bit more clever on our way there to see if there are any plaques or signs or something that tells us a bit more about the buildings. It's been many years since I've been here last, so bear with me if I get a little lost. Let's see what's on this boulder over here, if that will teach us something. Let's see. What does it say? It says, it's a memorial plaque of during the Second World War when Denmark was occupied by the Nazi Germany. The resistance in Denmark helped a lot of Jews get over the sea right here to Sweden. Sweden back then was neutral. So the resistance in Denmark helped a lot of Swedes helped a lot of Jews get to safety in Sweden. Yeah. So that's what that was. Okay, back to the path. Let's see if we can find our way into that old part of town that I was talking about. Like I said, it's been many years since I've been here, so I might get lost a little bit or get sidetracked or something. I hope you'll bear with me, but we'll find it. It's just behind those houses there, so let's see if we can find a way to get there. Actually, I'm sure the camera won't be able to capture it, but on the other side of the water right there, you can see it I can see it well. I'm not sure the camera can capture it, but right on the other side there is Sweden. So we're very close to Sweden right now. So that boulder was a memorial for all the Jews that were saved by the Danish resistance during the occupation of Nazi Germany during the Second World War. Now we're getting to the end of summer. Well, I was about to say the end of summer. The summer has ended. We're in early fall now. So usually there are a lot of tourists out here. But I can see already now it's... Let's go this way. It's quieted down. So maybe we'll get the streets to ourselves. We'll see. Okay, this one is definitely an old house. I'll try to be discreet. We don't want to disturb anybody's privacy. Actually, you can look right into the living room, so I'll just walk past. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if we can be discreet about this. Yeah, people living in these houses, I don't want to, you know, step on anybody's toes or anything. Oh, looks nice. So I'll try to see if I can get some shots of the houses while still being polite and respectful. But right now, as it seems, when the tourists are gone, it's kind of quiet here, so maybe we'll have it all to ourselves. But as you can see with the... I'm not actually sure the English word for this, but it's not asphalt I'm walking on, it's kind of... I don't know the English word, bricks or whatever. Not the best... for one's ankles, I should say, but it gives a certain ambiance and a patina that I really like. I think this used maybe to be the old town square or something, I'm not sure. Try to walk this way. Now, guys, as per usual, if you have any comments or questions or anything, please feel free to to comment in the comment section, and let's have a little chat. If you have any questions, I'll probably be able to research anything about this little town. If you would like to know more about it, also if you just have a comment on the kind of content I make, do you have any suggestions, any requests? Do you want me to keep quiet? Do you want me to keep speaking? Maybe you even have some suggestions on where to go, on places in Copenhagen or the surrounding area of Copenhagen that you would like to see or know more about. Then of course also feel very free to leave comments or let me know what you think. What else do I know about the town? I do know, like I said, it was built in the 1300s as a fishing village. Later on, I think it was, what was the king called? Christian the second, perhaps, maybe third. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at remembering all our royal history, but I think it was one of the early Christians. Christian the second, perhaps. Third, perhaps. I'm not sure. It was in the 1600s. We wanted to import, Denmark did, where the king wanted to import farmers from the Netherlands. Apparently, scientifically speaking, they had an advantage on the Danish farmers. So he built a village adjacent to the one we're in now. I think actually now they're maybe the same village or same small town, called Store Magleby. And there was always a bit of a rivalry because the original, if you can call it that, the original. Oh, let's try. We'll go this way. The original inhabitants of the village we're in now, the fishing village, were perhaps not as welcoming to the Dutch farmers as they could have been. Oh, look at that. Maybe you can. Again, I want to be respectful. I don't want to anger anybody. Yeah, I'm sorry if it's a bit too shaky and stuff like that today. It's just, yeah, like I said, I want to be respectful to people living here. Anyways, as I was saying, they imported 30-something families, farmers, from the Netherlands, and started a village just adjacent to this one called Store Magleby, and those inhabitants were never that welcomed by the inhabitants of this original village, like the fishing village. So people say even today, I guess it's more in good spirits today, but if you are born in this village or the one adjacent to, there's still kind of a rivalry going. Like I said, probably today in good spirits, but yeah, just a little semi-amusing anecdote, I guess. Also in the comments, I'm quite curious actually, where you people, my YouTube friends, do you have any neighborhoods or adjacent villages in your hometown that you're very fond of, that you like, or maybe have a little anecdote or something you would like to tell about that place? Maybe where you came from, maybe where your parents came from, or something like that. If you have anything you would like to share, please feel free. I mean, please be kind to each other. I hope you will. But other than that, please feel free to share comments and anecdotes, stories, or even just where you're from if you want to say hi. Please do so. Actually, this kind of year, just when late summer is starting to turn into autumn, it's actually my favorite season. I am not a big fan of summer. I know I'm probably pretty weird, but I'm not a big fan of heat. I think the temperature now is maybe 18, 19 degrees Celsius. What's that in Fahrenheit? I'm not sure. 60 something, 5-ish, 6-ish or something. Which suits me much better. Much better. People are starting to wear, light jackets and stuff and long pants. I'm still wearing my shorts and my short-sleeved shirt. Oh, it's like these kind of roofs. I'm not sure of the English word about these roofs. I'm thinking today there are special rules because I'm assuming that they're more flammable than, you know, the brick ones. But yeah, I'm not sure. You can better see it from this angle, I think. Yeah. Sometimes you turn a corner in this little village and it feels like you've gone back in time or something. It's really quaint and beautiful. I really like it. And actually I think, at least in my opinion, I'm not sure if you all agree, but in my opinion I actually like that it's not filled with tourists right now. That it's quiet, so we get to see the buildings properly. Oh, an old-timey water pump here. I would expect that car to be a horse carriage or something if it had to fit into the cityscape here, but no, we are actually not traveled back in time, ladies and gentlemen. We are not. All right. It's actually a bit larger than I expected. I thought it was only a few streets, but it is larger than I remembered it to be. Yeah, I almost did get surprised when I saw that car turn the corner. It's like, a car? Where are the horses at? Yeah, I wonder what property around here would cost. I mean, buildings like these are probably, yeah, I don't know the English word here, but they're probably, probably not allowed to change a whole lot on the building because they're so old, and it's very close to the water. So yeah, I wonder what they cost. They're probably quite expensive. Coming up to another water pump here. Take a picture for Instagram as well. This one is cooler than the other one. Give me a second there, I'll get a picture. Alright. Maybe can I capture it so it'd be a good thumb for YouTube? Maybe? Nah. I'm not sure, let's see. Speaking of thumbs for YouTube, do you guys maybe have any input on my thumbs? Do you prefer like thumbs of buildings or water fountains, or would you would you rather see people, like a dynamic scene in my thumbs, or do you really not care? Does it matter? If you have any opinions, suggestions, recommendations, any input or anything, don't be shy. Please let me know. For me, I think it's always really hard because sometimes I do a walking tour and there are lots of little snaps on the way that I can use as a thumb, and other times it's like, wow, this time there are actually nothing that I can make into an interesting thumb for YouTube. So let me know any input, advice, feedback, anything you have. Here we have that roof again. Yeah, I think I'll start heading back to I think I'll start heading back to the harbor and end our little walk there. If I can find it. I have a very poor sense of direction actually. I almost always get lost. I mean, obviously I love taking walks. It kind of clears my head. It's almost like it's almost like a meditation for me or something. But yeah, I have very poor sense of direction, so sometimes it's good because sometimes I do get lost and find something I would never have found otherwise, and it's like, ooh, I just discovered a new part of town. That's actually a house for sale here. If anybody wants to invest in property in Denmark. Yeah, so the part of year where you're gonna have to listen to me sniffing and coughing and sneezing all the time is getting closer. So be prepared. Yeah, Denmark sometimes in the winter it can be really grey and miserable. Actually, because there's so much water that surrounds us in Denmark, we often don't have really, really tough, hard, cold winters. We do sometimes, but not all the time. They tend to be more grey and miserable, you know, kind of cold. And just, yeah, dark because we're so far north. Usually for me it's not the cold that gets to me. I'm alright with the cold. It's more the darkness. It starts already now to get darker and darker, and come, you know, late December and January, it's just dark almost all day long. So I'm enjoying that it's still light for as long as I can. Alright, maybe let's go finish down by the boats. Make sure I don't get run over here. Hopefully there'll be something usable as a thumb of all the footage I've done today. Oddly enough, when I'm ending up my walking tours like I am now, it's always on my mind. I wonder if there are any good thumb shots today. Yeah. And life goes on. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna end the tour here. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope that you will subscribe and hit the like button, and I hope that you'll give me some feedback on what we talked about earlier in the comments. That would be cool. And other than that, I will just wish you a blessed day. Bye for now.